nitty-gritty of how you get from here to there. So on the home page, 10 must-have resources, front page news section. Go and get this post. This post has actually, there's more than 10 on here, but I like a catchy headline. But effectively what you've got is a whole series that you absolutely must use to prepare for your application. And then the rest that follows are all just very pertinent and useful, and will add a lot of value, I think, to your thinking and understanding around the edges. Such as, for example, does the sponsor of your employment visa hold your residence to ransom? The answer to that is no, but you can read about that stuff in that section of the content. So the first thing that you need to see is this post called The Newcomer's Guide to Getting a Hong Kong Employment Visa, and it deals with the challenge, the journey that you're going to follow, right from the blueprint stage. So have a look at this and get your understanding straight there. And then the next document that you're going to read is the visa information document. And this is where we've put the first level of flesh onto the skeleton that's first presented in the infographic. And so the visa information document has got all internal links into the PDF as well that take you off to different aspects of the site where you can learn in context other elements of the consideration process and some aspects of experience that we've shared there with you so that you can develop your learning as you go. So once you've kind of understood what you're supposed to do, you need to start preparing. So your preparation should follow this resource, which is called the Hong Kong Visa Application Roadmap. Now, this is a document that I put together that's based on an internal document that I use to brief my colleagues in the Hong Kong Visa Centre. There are 14 of us now, and clearly I don't do all the work, right? So whilst I bring in all the clients, it's my job after I've brought the client in and agreed the strategy and we've set in motion the application plan, it's my job to brief my colleagues. And the way that I brief my colleagues is by following this briefing format. And this briefing format addresses every single aspect of a Hong Kong immigration application that needs to be addressed. And so because we follow this format, I'm able then to parlay the complete scenario from myself into my colleagues so that they are then as equipped with the knowledge and facts as I am, and my actual instructional input that I add here, telling them how to think about particular circumstances. So you sign up for this, it's completely free. We send you an email once every 4 days, which basically takes you through the 4 stages of completing your application plan. And at the end of those 4 days, you end up with a document that's fully worked out, that is the basis of your plan. This is what you're now going to use to push your application forward. Then this post that basically tells you the message that this application involves 2 parties. It's a marriage, if you will. It's a marriage of approval. And so you've got to have the support of your employer at every step of the way. If the immigration department asks for something, your employer's got to be ready to give it. They can't afford to be bashful and shy, because if critical information is requested and it isn't adduced, the immigration department will not approve the application because they don't have all the information that they need to give due consideration according to the approval criteria. So you are a team with your employer. So once you've got the employer buy-in, you then sit down and you say, right, I've got to make this application, so you need to start to write it up. And so there's this resource here, which basically includes this cover letter with document list, and it's a template that breaks down every single aspect that you need to touch upon in your application. And you take the information out of your application plan, and at the end of the exercise, you've found that you've written up a complete story that addresses every aspect of the application. So you're telling the immigration department everything that they need to know so that they can give you an approval at the earliest possible time. And then there is this very interesting story. I'm not going to ruin it for you, let me put it that way. But this is a case that involved, many years ago, me getting visa approval for a teenager who spoke no English, no Chinese, who had graduated only from high school, and he was, I think, 18 or 19 years of age when he got approved. And he had a particular skill set about him that makes, I think, the story quite compelling if you're thinking about making your own application to the immigration department. And so the other resources, as I've already said, basically just add a little bit of value around the edges and will allow you to complete some of your thinking. And then once you think you're ready to go, come to our website. There you have an opportunity to ask me a question. Within 48 hours, you'll receive a podcast answer from me. All the facts will have been changed to protect your anonymity. So with that, I think we're done. So that's how you go about making an application for a Hong Kong employment visa without paying any professional help. Thanks.